Tank, he got the power, and he got the equalizers. Anything can happen with Tank. Tank give away a lot of rounds.
Big with 1,000 keys on it, but every key they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. When he's moving around, I'm saying he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
A chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah. I seen why he's able to beat these guys.
Carmemell Motton delivers a strong message to Lamont, urging him to think twice before taking on Gervonta Davis in a rematch. After Tank's fierce new image emerged, Carmemell stressed that Davis's strength and sharpened technique make him a real threat. He notes that Tank's reputation as boxing's frontman is well-deserved and reminds fans that shocking G results are always possible when he's in the ring. Carmemell warns that facing Davis again is a serious risk.
You guys took good pressure, he got some skills himself, and I feel like it's gonna be a great fight. I know I'm the better fighter, the more sharper fighter, and I know I'm working harder than him, so we're gonna see. But I know that I have what it takes, and I'm gonna prove it first.
Gervonta Davis's latest training clips are stirring serious excitement. In a short gym video, his physique alone sends a warning he's clearly bulked up and showcasing explosive speed and concentration. Each punch is thrown with violent accuracy and lethal intent. Viewers are quick to say this version of Davis isn't just working out, he's preparing to dominate. His current condition sends a clear message. He's treating the upcoming rematch with total seriousness. Carmemell Motton offers rare personal insight from his own sparring with Gervonta Davis. He speaks with respect and caution, having directly experienced the fire Davis brings. It wasn't only about strength, it was about timing, precision, and pressure that overwhelmed him. Carmemell witnessed how Tank dissects his opponents and forces them into survival. That sparring changed his perspective on why even seasoned boxers struggle with Davis. It showed the relentless pace and pressure he brings.
What was it like when you sparred him? I know you sparred Tank early on.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Like, replay that experience for me. Like, you coming out of it, what was your thought?
Yeah, I was nervous at first. I think I was 15 at the time we sparred, so he wasn't really like trying to knock me out or nothing like that. But we was going like, he was using the speed on me. Like, we was both like going speed for speed, and it was great. It was like a chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah. I seen why he's able to beat these guys. Then I also seen why I'm I got all this hype around me too.
Even knowing the danger, Carmemell once shared his desire to face Davis before he retires. It wasn't pride, it was about measuring himself against one of boxing's most complete champions. Carmemell believed that standing across from someone like Gervonta would show him exactly where he stands. That goal, while risky, reflects the thinking of a warrior who embraces risk and holds greatness in such high regard that he wants to face it directly.
He is a big fight. Do you think Tank will retire before you can, because there is a small possibility. He's still at 35, so maybe you can catch him at 40 in 5 years, right? He's what, 29? He'll be 29 November, or he's 29 now? One of the two. So he'll be 30. Technically it'll be like him fighting Loma. Loma's 36. Or you don't even think about that?
I don't think about it. I'm not really focused on it. I'm focused on now, my upcoming fights. Take one fight at a time, but who knows what the future holds. I do know Tank said that he ain't want to be around that much longer though. From what he said, take care of not Devin no more. He don't even want to fight Devin no more. But Shakur, what's he said, Tiafimo? I think he said he wanted to retire, but who knows?
The constant comparisons between Carmemell and Davis don't go unnoticed. Rather than feel insulted, Carmemell takes it as a sign of his rising status. Being likened to a worldwide star like Gervonta means something. He understands that Davis has become a landmark figure in today's boxing, not just for his belts, but for the action-packed fights he brings. The comparison drives Carmemell to hold himself to that exact standard of excellence.
A lot of people compare you to Tank. When you hear that, like when they call you Tank 2.0 or whatever the case is, how do you feel about that?
I used to take it as like a compliment. When I was an amateur, I used to take it as a compliment. But they comparing me to Tank, he faced the boxing, like the biggest names in the sport, real high skill. But now I feel like I want to make a name for myself. I don't want to be the 2.0 or nobody. I want to be the first me, and make my own name.
Oscar De La Hoya is someone who knows victory and legacy is waiting on the upcoming showdown. He credits Lamont Roach for his strong technique and natural talent. but doesn't mince words about Davis. De La Hoya suggests that Roach is about to face an entirely new level of brutality and ring IQ. From his point of view, Lamont may be sharp, but Tank's fury and ring presence make this fight an extremely dangerous matchup.
No, I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations sometimes at will without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch.
Frank Martin recently shared a blunt take ahead of the rematch. He acknowledges Lamont's technical game, but expects the night to be anything but easy. According to Martin, Davis's power and ability to control space will slowly wear Roach down. He believes Gervonta will press nonstop until Roach is just surviving. Martin's words come from experience. He understands how a nonstop fighter like Davis can mentally and physically drain you from round one.
They're trying to give that fight more of a, like, oh, it's going to be a good fight, but no. Roach is a decent fighter, but Tank on dog him. Tank on dog him.
For sure, I agree.
Steven Espinosa brings a wider lens to the conversation. He says Davis is at his peak at 135 pounds, where his power and quickness blend best, though he's moved up to 140 before. It's at lightweight that Davis truly shines. Espinosa also opens up about failed super fight talks like the stalled bout with Shocker Stevenson, which fell apart due to complicated contract problems. Still, Espinosa believes Davis is rising fast and his superstardom is only growing.
Yeah, for sure.
Waking up in Texas and coming over here, I'm like, geez, that cold is different, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Steven, Tank versus Lamont Roach, right? March 1st, we're going to get this fight here in New York. There are a lot of questions of why Lamont Roach, right? Let's not discredit him. He's a great fighter, great chin, high IQ. But why Lamont Roach? That's the questions that all the fans are asking at the beginning.
Look, I think the reality is, I think those are fair questions. I mean, look, when you have fighters the caliber of Tank, of Canelo, the bar is always high. When you continue to perform well against high level opposition, people expect a lot from, there were preliminary discussions about the Shakur fight, early on, like back early, for 2024 before this was scheduled. Didn't get very far for reasons I won't go into. But
come on.
I just think there were, I'm not sure that the time was right. I think, what Shakur was looking for was something different than, he was looking for more of a long-term commitment other than just doing one fight, and so he's got his deal, he's getting busy. He's got a fight scheduled and, maybe we'll pick up and do something there. But aside from that, I mean, to be candid, those are the big names at 135. I know Tank has gone up to 140. And he would on occasion. He hasn't looked the best there. Overall, I think 135 is his best weight.
Inside Gervonta Davis's training camp, things are far from ordinary. It's more like a statement of control. One moment stood out. He reportedly dropped a sparring partner with a single punch, shocking even seasoned coaches. That's not new. For Tank, his strength often overpowers partners just like it does opponents. His mind is laser-focused, showing he wants to make a statement. For this rematch, Davis isn't just chasing a win, he's chasing dominance.
Yeah. What's Tank felt one more power? He actually really think they're gonna take his power.
I don't think anybody could take his power. He knocked out heavyweights.
Yeah. I was there.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Tank, what's the one boy name?
No, don't say a name. I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. I'm like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Tank, is that true? You almost killed a heavyweight in the ring? I mean, that's what he said.
Should be happening.
Because he asked me, how does a 135 pounder take your power? I said, I don't think anybody takes the power.
Just not getting there with me. That's how they said.
Were you shocked when you saw that?
Huh?
Were you shocked?
I was just like, man, he better not do that shit to me.
And you know what else he told me? You punched him upstairs, he lost feeling in his leg. No, he did. You told me that, right? No, it happened.
What you doing, bro? You ready? You alright? Was he?
Yeah.
Lamont Roach isn't walking in like an underdog praying for luck. He's coming fully sharpened, with only one defeat on his record. His boxing style now blends precise strikes with calm pacing. Roach has learned from his past mistakes and now uses them to his advantage. His footwork and timing have improved, and mentally, he's locked in. He's stepping into the ring not to survive Davis, but to meet him with skill and strength at every turn.
Tank out here selling under 150,000 pay-per-views, you kidding me? Oh man, face the boxing, yeah, turn that shit off. Yeah, we shutting that shit down every single time. Does Shakur really want to fight Tank? I think Shakur could sell a bit more with somebody else, especially in Saudi. I feel like they can find him a dancing partner that'll do a little bit better than 150,000. Okay, I get it. This is why PBC delayed this fight for what, 5 months? Y'all ain't want to pay this motherfucker because y'all know he can't sell. I mean, this should have been evident. If you do the math, Tank has never been that great of a pay-per-view draw. He sold over 300K twice now in his career. He sold over 300K with Ryan Garcia. That's obvious. Ryan's the bigger star. And then he sold over 300 with Martin. He sold about 325. But when we put it in perspective, that Frank Martin fight was a comeback fight after a year layoff, so it was always going to sell. Every comeback fight's going to sell. It was one of the first pay-per-views on Amazon's new PBC deal, so they were really trying to push it. And then he had David Benavidez as the co-main event with Gary Russell and Alberto Puello under them. You take away all those factors that this wasn't a comeback fight. David Benavidez isn't the co-main event, and Amazon has now been in the game for over a year. It makes sense it only sold 150. I know there's going to be a couple of you guys in the comments. No, it sold 500K. Don't be so gullible. They didn't sell 500K. I don't know if Tank's a top... Well, I know for a fact he's not a top 5 draw in the sport of boxing anymore. Whoa. He's not selling pay-per-views. Bivol better be just triple him. Well, Jerry, their pay-per-views are cheaper. Don't matter. All that matters is who has more eyes watching him, and Bivol and Better BF do. Tank does not.
Roach's achievements deserve recognition. He's held world titles and proven his worth on big stages. Even if Davis steals the spotlight, Lamont has built his legacy through discipline and talent. His record shows he's not just tough, he's a calm strategist under pressure. Critics who brush Roach off miss how deeply skilled he really is. Unlike other opponents who fold, Roach adjusts, regroups, and hits back. His strong showing in the draw made fans question Davis's dominance.
Looks like a real businessman now, you know? He's not all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of toned it and tamed it down a bit. So I respect that with Ryan, man. And I think he's going to be a lot more focused now. And he's actually going to go and train, and he's going to definitely put on the show, and I think he's going to win, man. I think he's going to win by knockout.
How long does that fight go in your opinion?
It won't go past 6.
Wow, everyone's been saying that.
I don't think it goes past 6.
Why?
What's up, fam?
Why do you guys think it?
Nah, there's too many hoes in the game of too many hoes. Too many hoes in this game.
Cut that right now. Okay, cut that out.
Too many hoes in this game, man. Y'all know, man. Come on, everybody's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Stevie Wonder, you can see that he got a lot of hoes in this game, man. You know, he's very unconventional, but you know, got some pop on his shots, but that's it. You know, I think Ryan's gonna catch him with that left hook, and it's gonna be night-night.
How shocking would it be if Rolly pulled the upset?
That'll be shocking as hell if Rolly pulled off the upset. Yeah. But I think Rolly's damaged goods, man. I mean, if you look at his last couple of fights, bro, he hasn't been the same since he got knocked out by Gervonta Davis, bro. He hasn't been the same. You know, sometimes one fight can ruin your entire career, man. He's just not the same. Not the same mentally. He's not the same physically, bro. And after he left his coach, the coach has been, that was Coach Bullet starting out, Bill Bullet. He looks a little different. No disrespect to anybody that's working with him now, but he just looks different, bro. It's not the same fighter.
What about Devin returning against Ramirez?
Good fight, but Devin should be able to outbox Ramirez. I love Ramirez to death. I love him to death, but he can be outboxed. He comes forward. He got great left hook. We're going to see if Devin learned anything. A little slower with the left hook, but Ramirez got pop. He got pop on that left hook, man. So it's a good test for Devin, because you already know what's lined up.
Davis's post-fight remarks triggered debate. Instead of giving Roach his due, he pointed to ring rust and personal struggles that rubbed many boxing voices the wrong way. Who felt it was an attempt to avoid crediting Roach, though Davis has every right to analyze himself. Critics argue that brushing off a close fight hurts the sport's respect. It also takes away from the huge leap forward Roach showed in that razor-close contest.
We gotta talk about it. So, Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already notable. The fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haneys, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against a Devin Haney or Brian Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was gonna look at that like, I don't want her braiding my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims on all these receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
In the middle of all the arguments, one truth stays solid: Gervonta Davis is a master of in-fight adjustments. When things shift, he doesn't panic, he recalculates. His skill in reading opponents and changing strategy mid-round is what separates him. Whether switching defense to attack or adjusting distance under fire, Davis morphs as needed. This ability is what makes him lethal, because even when he's behind, he finds a way to turn the tide and win.
He's going to try to get to us, but we're going to frustrate him. He doesn't get frustrated. He takes his time. He's deliberate. A lot of times at the beginning, people thought he was just a seek and destroy missile. They thought he was just a guy that got to you. And they thought that he would get over anxious. He don't get over anxious. He takes his time. He slowly closes those gaps, inch by inch, step by step, and then he gets to you. He reminds me of the old time janitors, the superintendents in the big buildings, those big buildings, and they had a big brass key ring about this big with 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. When he's moving around, I'm saying he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
You're great with the analogies. I love it. I love the analogy.
And he finds the right key.
He does.
He doesn't walk into a room and like, bang, oh my God, I shouldn't open that door. And a lot of guys do. Romero walked into that room. Garcia walked into that room, So he don't. And that's part of what separates him and makes him a guy that's one of the most complete fighters right now of all time.